Hi everyone, I'm Jeff. I work at the intersection of mixed reality AI with a specific focus on human-centered design. So today I'm going to be looking at these Even Realities G2 smart glasses combined with the R1 ring. They're probably my favorite smart glasses right now because of their amazingly sleek design. They're very discreet, they're very comfortable, and they've got great battery life, so they're awesome glasses for all-day use. One trade-off maybe is that they don't have cameras built into them. That I know that may be a deal breaker for some, but I love the fact that I can wear these glasses without any privacy concerns, or I'm not going to make anybody feel uncomfortable that I might be filming them. These are just for my personal use. They've got a display built in, a microphone, and then with the ring I can control a lot of the menus, and I'll show you a lot of that later in this video. So they have a lot of standard apps built in, which I won't go into in too great detail because they've already been covered a lot by other reviews. But one of the few things I want to highlight today is the ability to configure your own custom AI agents aside from the Even AI that's built in. And then they also have the new terminal feature, which lets you take your terminal on the go so you can interact with Claude on my computer at home. So I can talk about the project changes I want to execute. Claude takes my suggestion, starts working, and then I can see that progress, review it, and when I get back to my computer later in the day, a whole bunch of work has been done for me, which is amazing. So I'll show you that towards the end of the video as well. So I've been wearing these glasses now for a few months, almost daily, and they've been an amazing tool for my productivity and also while traveling with navigation or translation, which are some of those standard features. And yeah, I'm gonna get into my experience so far, and I hope this video is helpful to you. So thanks for watching. So here's a capture of what it looks like inside the glasses. I'm filming this currently through my phone camera that's mounted just behind my glasses, so you can get a nice view of kind of what the UI looks like, because that's one of the things that's hard to share. And then I'm going to be controlling the glasses through the ring, so I can swipe up and down on the ring to go through the different features. So there's your standard sort of apps like your stock overview, news articles, so you can set which news channels you want to follow and specific topics. There's your to-do list, your calendar, and then your productivity, which is measured through the ring, how many steps you've taken, your heart rate. I personally don't use this feature too much because it's not the most accurate I found. It's not as accurate as my watch is, but maybe that's something that, through software updates, they will keep improving in the meantime. I mainly use the ring for interactions with the glasses anyway. So you have this standard dashboard, which is similar to the G1, but new with the G2 is that if I press and hold on the ring, it brings up this secondary menu, and you can't really tell with the way the phone camera works, but if you're watching this in the glasses with both eyes, this actually has sort of a 3D effect where the left menu appears to be closer than the right menu, which is kind of cool, despite the fact that they're just simple monochrome displays. So this lets you open up your notifications. It has Conversate mode. I'll show you quickly how that works. So in Conversate mode, starting the conversation. So this is going to keep track of everything that's being said in the conversation. And you can use these either while you're on a video call or when you're meeting somebody face to face. And what's cool about Conversate is that if you're in a conversation and somebody brings up a specific topic that maybe you don't know as much about as you would like, I'm just going to give an example right now, parallel compute, for example. That will bring up these sort of conversation topics in the top there. So I could navigate to this with my ring. I can tap on it, and that will expand a little bit more information. So say somebody mentioned something that you don't know a lot about, or maybe you can come across this way as a little bit more informed. It's a great sort of cheat sheet on the go. Plus, at the end of the conversation, you'll get a summarized report of everything that's been said, and if there's any particular action items. For example, if I say, okay, I have to email Philippe tomorrow morning, that will show up as an action item at the end of this conversation. So I'm going to close this out, or let me just swap to, actually I used teleprompter already. Translate is another cool feature. So this lets you have live subtitles. So let me switch to Dutch right now. Dus ik ga nu eventjes Nederlands praten en als het goed is zien jullie nu de live vertaling in de bril. Dus je kan deze bril gebruiken als je in het buitenland op reis bent en je kunt dus met mensen omgaan die jouw taal niet spreken, maar je kunt ze ondertussen wel verstaan. Dus. So actually let me showcase, I can also use the tooling that's built into the glasses. So I can say something like, hey Even, navigate to Donut Friend in Culver City. Yes, A. See, this was actually pretty impressive because I accidentally said Culver City instead of Highland Park. So I meant the one here in Highland Park where I live. So this brings up the navigation. So this tells me turn by turn where I need to go if I was out on the street here in front of our house. If I tap the ring once, you can also bring up this overview map that tells you kind of the complete route that you'll be taking. So for the next part of the video, I'll quickly showcase the different AI assistants. So I'll pop up another image on the screen that shows you the different agents I've configured, but there's basically 3 of them. So there's the standard Even AI, which I've activated now. So I can say, hey Even, tell me about yourself. So this is the standard that the glasses come with. It uses their own cloud assistant, and you can see it's quick and responsive, and it works really well. But for some users, you may want to use a different setting. So let me swap that over right now. So now I've swapped the AI to use Claude, which is running locally on my DGX Spark at home. So just to show you the difference, I can say, hey Even, tell me about yourself. I think it missed the start of that sentence, but let's see if it figured it out anyway. This does take a little longer because I'm running this locally instead of cloud-based, so I may not have the same sort of compute response, but yeah, here you go. There you go. So this one has quite a bit of character, which I injected just so you can really tell the difference between the standard Even AI. And now I'm going to switch to the third option. Okay, so now I have the third option loaded, which is using a proxy and my Anthropic API to talk to Claude Haiku. I chose that model just for economy and to get quicker responses, so it's a slightly smaller model, but it's sufficient for what we're trying to do today. So just to demonstrate the difference, hey Even, tell me about yourself. So here we get a different response again from the third AI. So this is again using Anthropic API, so these are tokens that I pay for. But it just wanted to show you the different options, aside from the standard Even AI. So it's great that you have that option to switch to. There you go. Even Claude is worried about my token burn right now. Okay, so here we are for the final part of the video. I know this is a very unusual setup, but basically I've got my phone mounted here on this bracket with the glasses in front, filming my computer screen. So you can see the Even Realities UI as well as the effect I'm gonna have with the terminal on my VS Code project. And then I'm standing here in the room and I've got my DGX Spark, which is the computer I'm actually working on remotely here. So it's a very complicated setup, but here we go. So I'm just going to ask for Claude to make some changes to this SVG file. Make the logo file look like a pair of Even Realities glasses. So once it's registered to command, I'm going to review it in the text here in the glasses, and then I can click again on the ring to send. So this is being processed right now. So I've got Claude running inside VS Code with a link to the Even Realities app on the iPhone, which then relays the interactions to the glasses. So there's a lot going on, but it's been an awesome new feature to experiment with and then to showcase here. So for this example, I'm using an image file, which is not something you would usually do remotely because you can't review the image file while you're on the go. But for this demonstration, I thought it would be nice to show something that's a lot more visual. So you can see it's rendered an image now, and it's written the code for the SVG file here on the left. So I'll ask for a few more changes. Close the gap between the left and the right display because the bridge doesn't connect the two. Also add a cityscape for the background, like a set of skyscrapers and a park in front of it, and make the background a little blurry. And I'm going to press send again. Okay, so I've asked for a bunch more changes. You can kind of see in the UI, in the image it generated so far, there's a bit of a gap here, which I think is odd. So I'm asking it to close that gap, see if it understands that command. And then it's going to render the new background as well that I asked for. So I'll give that a little bit more time to process. So yeah, normally I would use this feature to work on sort of new feature requests, something I'm thinking of on the go, like a new function I want to add, or maybe fine-tuning some of the timing or the wording inside an app. So that's the kind of work that you can get Claude to do on the go. Of course, this is an image file, so it's a little different since it depends on me watching the actual file. But here you go. So you can see the updates. It's already made a lot of changes again. Let me just fine-tune it a little bit more. Reduce the width of the glasses and make them dark green with bronze accents. Also make the display show up in both left and right panes. And let's leave it at that. So I'm going to press send again, let it go. So these are the final tweaks I'll ask it to make for this session. But again, it's just to showcase how you can work iteratively through the terminal feature on a VS Code project, which I think is really cool. And you can see it's hard to capture through the camera right now with the phone and the UI and the glasses, but you can see what Claude is working on, what considerations it's making, and what files it's changing. I'm not sure how well that's being captured, but you can sort of keep track of that in the glasses as well to make sure, you can kind of review its process, not just blindly trusting the outcome. So there you go. I just made the last changes. Yeah, it's looking a lot more like my Even Realities. So the double bridge is still a bit odd. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how this works and how you can interact with your project on the go through the glasses with the ring. So yeah, it's an awesome tool, and it's been really helpful and really fun to experiment with. So that sums up my review of the glasses and the video, all the features, including the AI assistant and the terminal. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you.